Hey everyone, and welcome back to Butchie Boom. We're celebrating Dry January 2026. Can't believe it's 2026. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. You guys know, you can hear in the background, I got some hag going. Tonight, the bottle let me down. Before I get too far ahead, don't forget to click that thumbs up or the thumbs down. Let me know what you're thinking. You put some comments in there if you have any questions about this stuff. Put them in the comments below. Definitely subscribe, okay, and hit that bell. This is going to be a short-running series. This is not going to be something that's never-ending. It's a very short series for Dry January. In this series, I want to show you guys, during the month of Dry January, what alcohol does to your body from the minute you start consuming it to the time you piss it out. What happens when you stop drinking it? How does alcohol affect us, whether it's financially, mentally, spiritually, vocationally, educationally, recreationally? You pick you pick one, and we'll see how alcohol affects it. Blah, 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 blah. Easy for me to say, right? So listen, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Okay, this channel is about responsible partying. Okay, we like to race hell and kick our heels up and have a lot of fun. Okay, but we got to do it responsibly. And I realize that Dry January is here because people have issues, or maybe they're questioning, or maybe they just need a break, right? They got to dry out for the month of January just to see where they are in a retrospective kind of way. Let me tell you why you do well by listening to me and tuning into this. In my prior life, before I retired, I was an alcoholism and substance abuse counselor. A credentialed alcoholism and substance abuse counselor in New York State. Master's level. I'm one of the original CASACs in New York State. I want to say it was 6,900. It was maybe 9,400. I don't remember exactly what my credential number was, shamefully. Today it's in the hundreds of thousands. It really, truly is. It's high up there. I'm one of the originals. So you got a lot of knowledge right here. I've been around for a minute. As part of the medical-based alcoholism belief system. I'm retired now, but nonetheless, New York State has deemed me a master's level expert in the field of alcoholism and substance abuse. Although I cannot counsel legally, and I will not do that. I'm not here to counsel you. I am here to give some information. I'd like to do this didactically, which means giving you a presentation of information. You take with it what you want, okay? What you need, take what you need and leave the rest behind, okay? I don't want you to compare yourself to me, and I'm not trying to compare myself to you. We can relate to one another. Our stories may be different, but the outcomes, I bet you, are quite the same when it comes to alcoholism and substance abuse. That's the commonality, one of the many, actually. We know that the biggest thing for alcoholics is at the ending. How does it end? It's a jail, institution, or death. One way or the other with active alcoholism or substance abuse, addiction, it's not going to go away on its own. You're going to have to work at this. And that's what I'm hoping to do, is to help you guys do that. I want to give you some tips and tips. Give you some ticks. I'm going to give you some tips and strips and ticks and trips and whatever. Yep, easy for me to say. I think I should take another sip of my coffee here.
Well, yes, that's my bottle.
So, one of the things that I did as a counselor, again, 25 years plus in the field. I've done everything from an overnight manager, supervising people while they're sleeping, essentially, crisis intervention, I'm a skilled de-escalator, highly efficient as a counselor. They used to send me all the problem clients, and I would take care of them. They were my specialty, the hard nuts to crack. With alcoholism and substance abuse, there's lots of defense mechanisms, and I see right through them. You can't manipulate them. You got to wake up pretty early in the morning. For any of us who went through the same school that I went through, you're gonna have to get up pretty early in the morning to try to manipulate, because you're gonna see right through that 100 miles away. You know that song, was it Felicity? I can hear you changing from 100 miles away. We can see that manipulation shift from 200 miles away. Now, and that's no joke. Manipulation is a common defense mechanism that is used or deployed like a weapon And it's done by men and women. It's across the board. It's a universal thing. From batting the eyebrows to, showing some cleavage to, acting dumb, stupid, and, hello, you're not from Earth. So, yeah, manipulation is a big one. But I want to talk more about those behaviors and that's what it is, behavior. It is a disease of the body, the mind, and the spirit. And a big part of it is the behaviors. And there's a big fallacy that I want to dispel, I guess, right here, right now, is just because you stop drinking does not make you sober. Nope. Sober occurs when you start making changes of the things that used to cause you to drink. Such as maybe you have to deal with your feelings. Maybe you have to become more honest. Maybe you have to make amends. Maybe, you've got trauma in your life you've got to deal with. Sometimes there's just no reason why we drink. Sometimes it runs in the family. Alcoholism in the family. It's a very big family disease. It's inherited too. Okay, so, jails, institutions, and death, but they don't tell you what it's like on the way to get there. Cirrhosis. Do you know what cirrhosis is? Oh, jeez, And we're going to talk about that kind of stuff. But I want to talk about the good stuff, too. What happens the minute you stop drinking alcohol? You stop doing drugs? What changes does the body, mind, and spirit suddenly go through in reverse? I want to talk to you about tolerance, okay? Tolerance is the physical change. Some say, he can't hold his booze. That's lack of tolerance. Well, this guy can drink until the cows come home. Until the sun comes up tomorrow, he can keep drinking. That's tolerance. When you get pulled over for a DWI, one of the things that's a telltale sign that you have an alcoholic behind the wheel is somebody blows a .11 and is talking to you like they are sober as a judge. It's because they've got tolerance. Versus somebody who's slurring their words and they can't stand up straight and they got a .05. Well, that's somebody who clearly can't handle their booze. And the more we drink, the greater the tolerance. And once that tolerance change occurs, it's a physical manifestation inside the body, inside the liver, as a matter of fact. Once that occurs, it's absolutely physically impossible for it to return. No matter how much or how long you stop for it, your tolerance never goes away. That's symptom number one of physical addiction, because it is physical. Okay, make no mistake about this. This is a medical disease. Sorry about that. It is a medical disease. And once we have tolerance, and I think that's the biggest indicator that I want you to pay attention to, is how much can you drink now from when you first started drinking? Okay, so are you starting to build tolerance? I'd like you to ask yourself that question. The other question I'd like you to ask yourself, and just keep it in the back of your mind, is how many times have you really thought about, I need to stop drinking? Or maybe I'll just pass this time and I'll just drink water. Or maybe I'll just have one cocktail instead of 2 or 5 or 15. How many times have you done that and have failed? What does that feel like? Do you feel like a failure? Do you feel like, you know what, the booze is flowing, the times were good, screw it, I'm down? Or do you really feel like shit when you wake up the morning after? It's just a question I'd like you to ponder. If you feel like shit, you're not alone. Doesn't mean you're an alcoholic, though. It does not. But what it does mean is that you're starting to recognize something, and you're starting to break through that little wall called denial. Now, I realize I'm going very fast, and we're going to cover a lot of this stuff as fast as we can because, well, January's only but so long, okay? Going back to that DWI thing, if you wound up in front of me because of a DWI, I would have you in 12 to 16 weeks of classes where I'm going to teach you all about alcoholism and alcohol and how it's processed by the body. What's the difference between a man drinking and a woman drinking? Believe it or not, ladies, when you got your period, it makes a big difference on how you process alcohol. It's the truth. It's the truth. I'll tell you why in other videos. I'm going to tell you what hangover is really quick. Do you know what a hangover is? A hangover is when you replace the cerebral fluid that floats around the brain. I'm going to make this very simple, okay? And it gets replaced with alcohol. The alcohol, like, pickles the brain, anesthetizes. It's one of the original anesthetics, believe it or not. You can think back of the old westerns where they're drinking the bottle of whiskey and then pulling a tooth or pulling something out of someone's skin and stitching them up. You know, it is an anesthetic. It's a foreign, nasty poison that the body sees alcohol as. In fact, the alcohol that we drink, the body thinks it's turpentine, and it processes it just like turpentine. I kid you not. I don't want to digress too much, and I want to stay focused. But alcohol, as it's leaving the brain and it's being replaced by the cerebral fluid that belongs there, which happens because we're dehydrated, so we need more water, right? That's the pain that's the headache that you're feeling. That's a hangover. And there's nothing that's going to fix that but time or more alcohol. Sometimes you got to get the snake that bit you, right? You guys, we all can relate to that. That's how you get rid of you stop the process. Some will say, I take an aspirin the night before. Did you know that an aspirin and a beer can kill you? I'm not kidding. Let me give you a little crude analogy here. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that this bottle of Aleve is aspirin or Aleve. Let's say that I work out magnesium. Let's say it's a blood pressure pill. How do you like that? Everybody's on blood pressure pill. Let's say I drink my beer and I take my aspirin. Don't do that. Take my blood pressure pill. Shouldn't do that either. Because here's why. The body, the liver, is going to process this, the alcohol first. The concentrated level of the aspirin, of the blood pressure pill, they back up and they raise higher and higher and higher. And the liver puts it on hold while it's processing the alcohol, the poison, the turpentine out of your system, or at least turning it so that your kidneys can piss it out. Okay, so when the aspirin suddenly hits your liver, it's hitting it like a ton of bricks. When the blood pressure is hitting it like a ton of bricks, it can drop your blood pressure to the ground. This can cause you to bleed to death. Did you know that? You can bleed to death from aspirin and alcohol. That's what causes you to die. Because it affects your platelets. And in high concentrations, you can erase your platelets and you can bleed to death, you friggin' idiots. Don't take alcohol and an aspirin. You know how many times I've heard that in my classes? Dry January. We're going to make it through it. Please put your questions to me. I respond very well to questions. Put them in the comments below. Give me thumbs up. Give me thumbs down. Tell me what you think of the series. Because I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm going to tell you about my personal background. I loathe, I'm not a counselor, I loathe a counselor who uses self-disclosure as a means of trying to help a patient or a client. It's a very poor and effective counselor. Because we're never supposed to use self-disclosure. We're never supposed to make ourselves more powerful than the client or create some sort of a dynamic. If you have that relationship with your counselor, run! Get the hell out! Run, run, run! Counselors don't give advice. They help you make your own determinations. With that said, thank you so much for watching. There's going to be a lot of this coming up. I'm going to do as many videos as I can, sometimes live. And welcome to Butchie Boom. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, like, share, ask those questions. Until the next time, be dry.